Have you find yourself in a pit and have no idea how to call out? Well, this is the motivation for you. Good morning. My name is Daphnée Antoine, and this is Arise Shine. So I'm just gonna give you a quick little motivation if you find yourself in a pit and you have no idea what to do to get out, because we've all been there. There's gonna be some point in life, and maybe you're not there and you've never been there, but I promise you, as long as we are living in this earth, we are certainly gonna find ourselves one day in a pit, and we need the skill set and the know-how to get out. So for those of us in the Christian faith, I want to remind you of the story of Joseph. And even if you are not in the Christian faith, you can definitely check the story out, because I'm sure there's something you can learn from it, as many of us have learned from it. So if you are unfamiliar with that story, Joseph is the beloved son of his father Jacob, and he has, forgive me, I remember 11 brothers because it's 12. It's 12 of them. So he has 11 brothers. Uh, and he was a favorite. He was a baby, and then his father loved him, and then that made his brothers jealous, and they eventually wanted to kill him, but then that didn't happen. They just left and Emmett Pete, and then they went about selling him. Okay, so here was Joseph, found himself in a pit. Okay, he came from his home, beloved, spoiled, loved by his father, loved by his mother, and he is by himself in a pit. And what must Joseph do to get out? What must you and I do when we find ourselves in a pit to get out? Okay, so now that his brothers told him, and then here is his no master Potiphar, who purchased him, okay, and got him out of the pit. So now he belonged to Potiphar, okay, and then so he became the slaves in this man's home. So the first thing that Joseph did is he had to have a mental shift, okay. So you and I, when we found ourselves in a pit, and then we want to get out, we must go through a mental shift. We must have a mental shift to know that what we had before, we no longer have it. Okay, the situation, maybe the good spot that we think that we had, it's gone. So we have to know that this is where we are right now, and to recognize it, and to adjust. And I'm not saying to adjust to have a mental state, this is where I'm gonna be, but then have a mental state where this is what it is. So therefore, I must make some changes, okay, if I need to get out. I cannot rely on being spoiled by my father, by my brothers anymore, okay, because now I'm a slave, so I must work because I am a slave. And then so have a mental shift, know that, this is the situation you are in right now, and you're gonna have to do what you have to do to get out. So what Joseph did, he applied himself. Okay, he applied himself in Potiphar's house, and he did what he was supposed to do. He did it well. Okay, he did it well. So have excellence, whether you are in the palace or in the pit. Have excellence. Always show up and do your best, because it's doing your best and showing up with skills and excellence that will go ahead and move you from that pit to that palace. Okay, and then so have a mental shift, okay, so that you can you can have the fortitude. You can recognize that you have to show up, okay, that it's time to show up. It's not time to be sad and be angry and be upset. We can be that in the inside, but then when it comes to get out of the pit, you have to have a mental shift that it's time to work. Okay. Second step is to serve in excellence. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are, have your serve with excellence. Okay, use your skills so that you can be set apart, because by Joseph using his skills and serving his with excellence, he was set apart. Potiphar did put him as I guess the not the head of his household, because obviously Potiphar was the head of his household, but after Potiphar, that was him, right? And then so he was in charge of the slaves because he showed up and he served with excellence. Okay. The third thing, maintain your integrity. Okay, maintain your integrity, because the third test that Joseph had to go through was to basically flee from temptation. And due to the wife approaching him and everything, and he said, "No, thank you, I'm good." Okay, so that was a spirit of integrity, because of loyalty. We still have to maintain our characters. Even though we found ourselves in a pit, that does not mean that we have to throw away any morals that we have, any integrity that we had, any, like what make us, what people think about us. Okay, so when you and I, we found ourselves in a pit, okay, have a mental shift to just like get up and rise and do what must be done to get out. uh Use your skill set, serve with excellence, and show up and serve, because people need solution. I mentioned that before. Okay, show up and serve with excellence. Maintain your integrity. Okay, maintain your integrity. Do you know what's right? You know what's wrong. Okay, and then so anytime you have that feeling that you just gonna cross that line between right and wrong, don't do it. Because at the end of the day, if you maintain your integrity, it will surely pay off. Okay, so Joseph, he maintained his integrity. He did not accept the proposal of the wife. Okay, and now he found himself in prison. The man came from pit, he became a slave, and now he is in prison. That's the pit he did not need. And even though he was upset with that pit, okay, he did the same thing over. He served. I promise you, if you keep on serving wherever you are, you will surely get to the palace. Okay, so now that Joseph is in prison, his prison mates are Pharaoh's ex-servant, who themselves are also in prison, right? And so he could have been upset. He could have just uh, be mad and say, "I'm done with this." But then he served anyway. He used his gifts to help them anyway. Okay, so don't despair, don't be discouraged. Wherever you find yourself at, use your gifts. We all have a gift. We all have a gift. You have a gift. I have a gift. We all have a gift. And don't try to, pretend you have this person gift or copying this person gift. You have a gift that is authentic to you. Joseph gift was interpreting dreams, right? And then so he went and he served those two men. Okay, he explained the dreams to them, and then so that set them apart. Okay, and because he served in prison, when one of the cellmate uh was released, and he went back to serving Pharaoh. And now Pharaoh found himself, in a predicament where he could not understand his dream. Now the cellmate went and remember that Joseph had served him. Joseph had explained his dreams to him, and now he is able to testify. Okay, he is able to testify on behalf of Joseph to Pharaoh. When you and I, we show up for people, and when they, first of all, if Joseph didn't serve, okay, the prisoner wouldn't know that Joseph had the gift. He wouldn't know that Joseph had the gift. Okay. And so, which means that, for people to know the level of gifts that you and I we have to serve. We have to display it. Okay. We have to put it out there, not just tell people I can do this, I can do that, but actually show up and do it. And when we show up and we do it, and we do it with excellence, okay, people will talk about us. They will talk about us in a good way. They will testify that, okay, I had this problem and this person came and fixed it. Okay, this is what the prisoner did. Okay, he told Pharaoh, when I was in prison, I had this dream. I did not understand it. And Joseph, he explained it to me. Okay, and then so Pharaoh went and sent for Joseph. And lo and behold, Joseph, with the power of God, okay, explained Pharaoh's dream to him. And Pharaoh rewarded Joseph by having him be the second in charge in all of Egypt. This is how Joseph found himself in the palace. He served as a slave, he served in the prison. Not only he served, but he served with excellence. Okay? And then so, which means you and I, we have to first of all recognize a gift. What do we have to contribute to society? And then we have to not only have the gift, but then we have to work it. Okay? We have to work it. We have to serve. Serve with excellence, maintain your integrity, and then you will surely find yourself in the palace. And maybe you don't know, like you don't know what you have. A lot of time we may think, oh, I don't know how to do anything. Um, like what can I do? I promise you, you have something that you can do. If you don't know it, ask somebody. Okay, people that you've served before, they can tell you you do this well. And maybe you don't do it as well as you would like to. You can always grow your skills. We can always grow. We can always get the training. We can always read the book. We can always get the mentorship. Grow yourself, serve, maintain your integrity, and you will surely find yourself from the pit to the palace. And even in the between, you find yourself in prison. Okay, don't despair. Continue to serve. Continue to serve with excellence, and you will surely, surely find yourself in the palace. And so I just want to remind you of Proverbs 4, verse 5. It says, get wisdom, get understanding. Okay? Get wisdom, get understanding, and you will be able to apply your wisdom and apply your understanding to serve your generation, and they will reward you for it. So, as I close, let me remind you of Isaiah 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rise upon you. Have a good day. My name is Daphnée Antoine. I am rooting for you. You have what it takes, and I pray that God show you how to arise from your situation. See you next time, and bye for now.